Mm. Hey guys. So, I was watching the stream. This has been going on for a
All
little
right.
bit,
Hey, welcome back.
and
Sketch here again. Still
thought I'd just
coming to
jump
you
in,
live from 343
see what
here
they
in
got going on.
Redmond, Washington. And we are talking about Halo Infinite Season 4 Infection. Unishek, welcome back. We
Thank
had a
you.
little bit of
Thank you.
rearrangement here. I want to give a quick shout out. Unfortunately, Michael Shore had a conflict come up. He had to pull out of being here today. So
We'll do it live.
we're going to do it without him.
Yeah.
The show is going to go on, but he's given us a lot of good notes to talk to. We have some cool things coming to Forge and the playlist front, and we're going to take a few minutes here right now to walk through that. So, John, I think we start by jumping into what's new and notable with Forge, and I do believe you have created a little demo here to help illustrate some of those new things.
Spent some time building out a little map here on Scar.
I'm excited for Forge.
And just laid out a bunch of different objects that'll be coming in with this season. You can see I've got some Forerunner glyphs along with a bunch of
I think those are
going to
add a lot,
which is brand new.
Ooh, those
we already had the Forerunner palette, but we are
stairs,
filling it
Forerunner
out
stairs,
with
that's
even
fun.
more Forerunner objects. A lot of these, if not all of these, can be scaled up and bring you a ton of gameplay variety. Like one other thing with scaling I wanted to bring up is
I wonder if this is going to be
also have VFX scaling in this season. So you can see this is the default size of this fire here. It's a human fire around a medium size. I think is its default size. Then you can just kind of scale it up if you want to. And alongside scaling of these FX objects, we also now have toggles. So you can toggle between the damage and sound. So if you want it to make any sound or deal damage to players, you can go ahead and change that. Right, if you want to have it so players walk through fire, right, and not take damage in your Forge creation, you can totally do that now.
Oh,
and
so excited
just
for
a
Forge.
few other examples of scaling of effects objects, right? That's the default size, and you can scale it, and it still looks so good.
Yeah.
And you can just use this to really plus up a bunch of your maps and really make it look beautiful. And for any fans of the Forge Fundamental series, I went ahead and made a giant Giga Grunt, and I was able to do this with a single fire. In that Forge Fundamental series, I placed a bunch of different fires around the grenades. In this case, I only had one single little plasma fire burning, and I just put it on both of the plasmas. So now my Giga Grunt there is fully sized out with only needing a few objects. This season also brings in a water palette, which I did want to touch on. You can see a little bit of it here. These rocks I kind of built to make a small little pool. These aren't part of Scar, but built this nice little pool, and then I dropped in this water, and you can kind of see you've got this fantastic water that you can now add.
Yeah, that
ain't
ain't bad actually.
In any Forge of any Halo game that you've got placeable, scalable water.
Jump in it.
Just
Jump
really
in
adds
it.
so much to your maps.
For sure, and it's also, I believe, one of the most highly requested additions that we've had since Forge launch and Infinite.
Yes, actually, in fact, I'm going to fly over to the center of the map. We talked about the Death Pit with Berry Hill and Kaylee a bit, but you can go ahead and scale the water. There's me scaling it in action. And I'll just add it to this little center Death Pit. And now it looks like I've got a full pit of water just here. Completely
I wish you
covering
would
the
shoot it
center
or something.
of this map. And it allows you to do so much.
Yet the fire still burns below.
Yep. So you could still fall into that center pit of death. It won't cause too much of an issue.
Oh, the water does nothing.
But you've got water that is placeable, scalable.
At least it's something.
And I want to call out too, it is purely aesthetic at this point, but Shore did want to make sure we let folks know that the team is working on kind of how to take that the next level and make something that's a little bit more interactive that would respond to the player, respond to bullets and things like that.
Yeah, so this is the dynamic version. We will have, this is the static version. We will have a dynamic version coming in a later season. Beyond that addition, though, as much as I love the water and could go on and on about it, we also have minigame mode coming, which is a mode that has no existing or underlying mode logic. So it's truly just you are on the map hanging around. And so you can then take objects that are on the map, like this brand new ball object, which you could use to, say, plant in an enemy base or throw
Griff ball
in certain modes. And script this to have all sorts of game
logic. Oh, this is going to be
in
good,
fact,
by the way,
you
guys.
Script all three of these objects, whether it's this stronghold zone the oddball, or the ball, and have all three of them interacting and live on the map at a certain time, right? Go plant this there, do that objective, hold the ball for that long, then do this objective, and make some really cool creative modes.
So, I mean, we're going to blow the... We've already seen some amazing Forge...
They haven't shown Infection yet.
But this is really going to blow the lid off of it, right? Like, there's almost no limitation, really, in terms of how creatively you want to be, because you're not really confined to just the logic and the rules that we had already baked in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
Yep, there's a few other quality of life additions, right, which is some universal player blockers, which will help people secure their maps without needing as many objects. You also have some budget improvements. I can actually pull that up on the menu here. You can see a breakdown of the budget. It's much more detailed now in Season 4, so you can kind of see what is going right or wrong with your map and kind of tune the areas that you need to make sure your map is performing very well. And then there's also, I'll say, like version notes for when you do save it. You can say, hey, I've added, say, Forerunner decals, then Forerunner objects, then I built the pond. And you can do that with every single save that you do so that you or your collaborators know what you've been doing on that version of the map.
It's mind-blowing. I think it's safe to say Infinite's version of Forge is hands down the most powerful, robust version that's shipped with any Halo title, and it just somehow they just keep getting it more and more powerful, more and more robust. And honestly, for folks who may be like me and probably realistically will never really have the time or the skills to
where's
get in here and
Infection?
build some of
We
these
all know.
amazing creations,
I don't think they
doesn't
showed it
matter
off
because
yet.
we're all going to benefit by the awesome stuff that the creative Forge community will create. And you know, for some of you may have already seen, we have community content coming into matchmaking off and on. We have the community collection playlist. We're starting to see some of these maps now permeate through the experience. I know Michael Shore and the Forge team and playlist team, that's something that they're committed to. In fact, I did want to give a shout out. We are always on the hunt for Forge 4v4 experiences to bring into matchmaking. In particular, we are right now, I believe, looking for submissions that might fit into a Husky raid experience, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we have a post on Halo Waypoint where you can go and find a Husky raid template that you then just need to art up and make it your own, right? The base underlying gameplay is all set up. Just art it up, and then you can hit it with the tag in game on the content browser on your asset, and make sure you submit it to 343 for matchmaking consideration.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, you can also visit the Halo official Discord server. I believe there's some groups in there about Forge as well, some additional resources.
Yep.
And lastly, Shore also just wanted me to plug, we're also always on the lookout for Forge BTB content. We know we've heard a lot of feedback from folks that obviously we appreciate the arena experiences, but hey, can we get some Forge maps into BTB? That's something the team's currently looking at, and we're always accepting candidates there. And one of my personal favorites, Castle Wars, is also something that we're looking to bring back, and we can only do that with the help of the community giving us maps that are tailored to that mode.
Yeah, Castle Wars, I know we did a bunch of Halo 5 playdates on Castle Wars anytime it rolled around. We had a good time. You jumping on the mongoose always, rather than fighting. I was like, you got to use swords.
We'll get back to that again. I will play my Castle Wars Halo Infinite experience at some point soon. I want to talk about playlists now. We're going to switch gears. That's the other side that Forge Lord Michael Shore also is our playlist lead here at the studio. And we haven't talked about this yet, even though it's one of our biggest additions to the game, and that's Infection. It's the brand new mode. Halo fans are very familiar with it throughout the ages. It's kind of shown up in multiple games, but it's back in Halo Infinite with a different twist.
Yep. It's got a bunch of cool effects.
Here's some gameplay. Damn, finally.
Infects the Spartans. We're looking at some brand new Infinite Infection gameplay here. One thing you'll notice is the survivors do spawn with some threat sensors, and the alpha infected. So the first people that spawn as infected zombies will have camouflage. So you have a little bit of a cat and mouse game right off the bat. Make sure you use your threat sensors wisely, though, because otherwise you might run out when you need them most. You see a player just detected them there. And then the alphas actually have the shroud screen, so they can throw down cover
and try
and close the gap on these Spartans, but the Spartan's threat sensor can detect them in there. And they can also thread those shroud screens to protect their beta infected zombies that they've converted that don't have camouflage, right? So they can kind of lead their own pack in a sense on those pushes towards these human holdouts.
Now, for folks wondering, like, I want to make sure I can play Infection. It's my favorite mode. We will have a dedicated Infection playlist. It'll be there at launch in the featured slot. And then my understanding is it's not going away. It's going to be one of our staple playlists. So you'll have Infection on a variety of maps. It'll be there for the long haul. And I cannot wait to jump in here. And I haven't played that much, to be honest. So it's going to be a new experience. I can't wait to go in there and give it a shot.
And we'll have the custom 343 maps that
That's right, that Kaylee mentioned, right?
Yep.
So they'll all have a little bit of a visual flair to kind of tie out that Infection experience. So super cool. Excited to have that. I know folks have been waiting for it. I'm happy that it will be here next Tuesday. Another playlist update I want to share just on the rotation. For ranked playlists, we wanted to touch on that now. We've got some updates have been shared by Tashi. He's our HCS, but also our ranked playlist leads. First of which is a brand new ranked rotational that will debut next week.
Yep, we'll have ranked Slayer coming in, and that's been one fans have been asking for quite some time. We're very happy to bring it in. It's going to be Bandit and AR starts with radar enabled. So this kind of appeals more towards the, I don't want to compete in HCS, but I still want to see how good I am at ranked, right? And players have been asking for it. We're happy to deliver it.
Yeah, and another, I think, a nice quality of life change based on feedback is from going forward with Season 4, these ranked rotationals now will run for a full month. So you'll have a little more time to work on that CSR and grind your way out. And it's more important than ever because for the first time now, we're happy to say that we have a way for ranked players to kind of flex and show off their prowess. And we are excited to announce that as of right now, we have ranked leaderboards live on Halo Waypoint.
What? Actually?
So, this is a screenshot I just took yesterday. This is what it looks like. I can verify the integrity of the data. I did check with the team. John, I don't know if you know this, but I do play a lot, and as I've gotten older, I've just gotten better.
Hang on. I'm gonna have to double check with the production booth and see the validity of that asset.
Well, I may have pulled some shenanigans. Okay, so this might be a little more realistic, but the fact remains the same. You'll be able to visit Halo Waypoint, check out ranked leaderboards. Right now, for the remainder of Season 3, you'll be able to get a look at who are the top ranked players in the world for Season 3. And then, of course, next Tuesday, we will roll into the new season. And the battle is on to see who can climb to the top for that.
Yeah.
So
recognizable names, all in the top 10, right? Tons of pro players who deserve it if they've been grinding ranked arena, putting the time in, and seeing the results.
Yeah, so that's live on Halo Waypoint right now. So you got a few more days to see. I think could be some bragging rights. Who is going to end Season 3 in the top spot? It might be me.
Nice.
It might be me.
Could be you.
We'll see. Okay, and then with that, John, I'm looking at my notes here, and what do you know? We have hit most of the big ticket items. Season 4 has a lot of great stuff coming. Let's just do a quick recap here. Look at this handy graphic. We talked about Infection moments ago. It is our marquee mode. You'll find that on day 1 in a featured playlist. Career rank, we heard about that from Tiana and Sean. You'll begin your Spartan journey next Tuesday on the 20th. Battle your way from recruit all the way to hero. 2 new maps that Kaylee talked to us about. 4 is coming to Arena. Scar is that banished kind of dig site aesthetic that we'll be able to jump into. The equipment, we got Threat Seeker, Quantum Translocator, plus those other balance tweaks we talked about. Big fan of the customization. We spent some time on the Battle Pass. That's all going to be available next week as well. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about it, but just a reminder, we will have 5 seasonal events. They're free. They'll have free reward tracks, variety of content. You'll also be able to add to different cores.
Tons to unlock.
Yep. And then, of course, John, you just walked us through some of the Forge updates that are coming. I also want to just give a shout out. There will be more improvements and fixes. So make sure next week you head over to the Halo support site. I think we popped that up here for you on the bottom. But not only is this the place to go, we really appreciate and thank everyone that provides tickets to us. If you encounter an issue or a problem, it's a great way to make sure the team gets that information and can act on it. But make sure you head there next Tuesday for the full, robust patch notes and all the things you can look forward to that have changed in the game when Season 4 launches.
Yep, we'll have it all.
So we are about to wrap things up. I'm excited. We're a few days away, June 20th. I also want to plug, we have, I think, 1 or 2 more blogs coming to Halo Waypoint. You'll be able to read a little bit more. Oh, we forgot about this too, John.
Oh, okay.
When is Halo Infinite Season 4 arriving where you live? Handy chart for that.
Yeah, you can totally see 11 a.m. Pacific time here, our normal kind of launch for seasons. And then wherever you are at, you can kind of find a local region and go from there.
So the race to hero kicks off 11 a.m. Pacific time. Now, before we fully shift into Season 4 mode, I did want to take one moment to say thank you to everyone for joining us in Season 3. We hope you had a lot of fun with it. We put out a call a few months back asking the community, please send us your favorite clips. So we'd like to go out with one look and one send-off to Season 3 with some of your favorite gameplay moments here in our Season 3 community montage. Now, on behalf of everybody on the studio, we thank you. We appreciate you. Appreciate your feedback. Thanks for sticking with us. Also want to give a shout out to everybody here behind the camera that's worked hard to make this stream happen. Appreciate all of you. And, of course, everybody at the studio who's been putting so much passion into making Halo Infinite the best game it can be. And we're just going to keep going. There's lots more to come. Thank you. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Okay. We're going to circle back here in a second. So that was 343 revealing Season 4. Oh, that was a good catch. Damn. They also revealed the Battle Pass, which we're going to showcase because I'm starting the stream a little bit late. But they showed some cool infection gameplay, some updates to Forge. Yeah, the water is kind of like an animated texture, to be honest with you. Whoa, that's good. Nothing feels better than repulsing it. Oh! Oh my gosh! These are actually pretty cool. He's gonna land that. Oh my god! I like that one. Yeah, where is Mint Blitz? It's next Tuesday, ain't it, when this is dropping? Yep. That's noon for me, I think. There's gonna be bug fixes, which will probably break down some of the more notable ones in the next few days. Wow. Are you kidding me? This... Nice. You know, it's things like this that make me remind me that Halo Infinite really is actually a great game. It's just got a lot of issues, you know? So much potential. Oh wow, that was good. So I wanted to talk about it, I never did, but I'm hoping that Eckhart Slatter does the competition again. No way, he knocked all of them off. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, so like last year, I think it was. Yeah, last year, me, Hidden Xperia, Ice Spiteful, and Erish all did a competition together. Halo, the Creators Masters something. Spartan Masters, I think. It was a content creators competition, and we won $5,000 together. So I'm wondering, I know Eckhart Slatter wants to do another one. So I wonder, I think that the game is getting complete to the point where maybe he might do it again. I'm not sure, but... Anyway, they did the Battle Pass here earlier in the stream. I know we're kind of starting off a little bit late, but someone said they already talked about campaign AI. Not going to go through all that, but...
for every single match that you play and durability associated with it.
Yeah, of course. Premium Battle Passes in Halo Infinite never expire, so once you've got it, it's yours to keep. And also, like, that AR was an example, and we'll look at one here in a minute too of that new weapon, some of the new weapon models. And when you say Geo, by the way, you're talking about like you mean the geometry, right? Like and we'll get into that. And you know, I think maybe right now what people probably are eager to is we'll just kind of move through the past and kind of look at some cool stuff. Sean, maybe one thing though it's worth touching on. You mentioned this already. We do have one new core coming out this season. It's the Hazmat core.
There it is.
It's free for everyone.
Yep,
right?
Everybody gets it. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. There's been a lot of debate online. How does the Hazmat core fictionally make sense?
I don't get it. Why do Spartans with the Mjolnir armor need something that's more hazmat-y? right?
Hazmatty.
Hazmatty.
I like
right?
that.
That's
Very
official
nice.
term. That's canon. So I talked to Jeff Easterling about this, and he gave me some background just to let people know. First of all, from a design perspective, this core just gives our designers an opportunity to explore new textures, new colors, space, and shapes that they want to move on. And then you can already see that it's very much more like a rubberized fabric.
Yeah,
but
different
from
materials.
Yeah, exactly. From a narrative or a canon perspective, the goal here is to create or to introduce a core, a suit that it wasn't actually developed initially for Spartans, but they've created a Spartan version for it that is able to take on even more hazardous, high radiation places, but also is unique because it is hardened against cyber attack. So it is able to have a higher level of cybersecurity than any of our other cores or armors, and it suits it for the infection mode that we have.
Okay.
It suits it.
Yep.
It suits it.
I added
All
a pun
right.
there
Well done.
on purpose. Thank you.
Well, Sean said it, so it must be officially true in
Yeah.
canon now. So thanks for that clarification. Sorry, one more disclaimer before we jump in. For folks that maybe haven't played Infinite in a while since the winter update, also it's probably worth reminding them that just by logging in, they will receive all of the cores that exist in the game today.
Yeah,
We made
cores are
those
not
free,
hidden behind
right?
a paywall
So,
anymore. Nope.
great time to come back. There's so much content to sink your teeth into. But without further ado, let's do some scrolling here. We're just going to move through this. Now, keep in mind, we have a 100-tier premium pass. There's free rewards, premium rewards, and I believe I've heard there's about 180 total rewards in here. So we have packed this thing full of cool content. And as I said at this outset, some of the best content I think we've done.
Yeah.
The team's done a fantastic job with this,
Yeah.
right?
I love the story that the team told with the progression of the content in this battle pass.
Y'all impressed?
I think it gets more and more covetous as you go through.
There's a stupid helmet.
rewards. As
Better
you go
rewards
deeper?
as you go
Okay,
deeper.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool little wrist thing there.
Yeah.
Tiana, are you a hazmat fan or?
I am. I'm a huge fan of this. I love the colors. Yellow, yeah. It's a winner.
Now, one thing I wanted to mention here too, for folks that maybe didn't catch the Discord chat that Sean mentioned a bit ago, all the new to Season 4 premium coatings that are available in this season next week, we're going to make sure we offer a version that works on all existing cores
Yes.
for UNSC weapons, where applicable, and Spartan models.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. UNSC cross weapon and then
Yep.
across all of the course.
Now, what that means is we also want to clarify that for now, just because of the way the system was set up and is designed, we're going to see them represented as individual offers, essentially, right?
Yep.
But it's something I know that you and the team are already working on. So in future seasons, in theory, basically we'll be able to have a one-size-fits-all. Here it is,
Yeah.
and it just works on everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So in season 5, upcoming, we will have collapsed all of those. Wait, don't go past this level.
Okay,
here.
I'll wait.
Yeah, because
go back
we're
here.
going to talk about my favorite,
Yep.
one of my favorite helmets. So in season 5, we're going to have all of the coatings, like because it'll be on every core. We'll just have one level for it, and we're going to make some changes to the battle pass that we'll talk about as we get closer to season 5, where we're not separating things across the battle pass levels as much as we have in the past, because we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I just wanted folks to have that context because, like, we don't love necessarily either that we have to have like each coatings version of each core's version of a coating has to be a separate tier.
Icon.
Right
Yeah.
now, it's just a bit of
It's most obvious in the store offers or the bundles where you'll see we're trying to give you this coating, but we have to you're going to see the icon for every single core. We're not selling you all of them, right? We're giving you that one for all of the cores.
Anyways, I want to touch on it. I just know it's a lot of people are passionate, and it's just one more step on this sort of evolution as you and the team keep helping to find ways to make this content more versatile and more flexible, because we've gotten that feedback, right? People like to be able to mix things across. So
For sure.
let's get back into this. I've only made
go to the helmet.
minimal progress. This helmet we've talked about a lot.
Yes.
People like this. This
It
is
might be my
badass.
favorite helmet in the entire pass. It is good.
Oh, yes, the old Mark 6 CBRN.
It's the only decent helmet. Spoiler.
The Caburn.
My old friend.
We got a nice chest attachment
it's
here.
very
We'll
good.
keep going through. Of course, XP boosts and swaps you'll find throughout. Emblems, backgrounds. Now here's an example of weapon coating.
Yep.
So-
And that is on that premium track there.
Yep, we'll see this a few more times, as we mentioned, as we see different weapon versions represented.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the midnight version for hazmat, looking sharp.
Mhm.
Ooh, surface tension. be fun to be. How did the names for these get created? I wonder. It sounds like a fun.
You're gonna have to ask. I feel like
Okay.
it's just Jeff Easterling. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
okay.
I actually don't know.
I'm seeing a lot of purple already. Was that your doing, Sean?
I love
Okay.
purple. You know that. I mean, I wanted hazmat to be purple, but apparently
Oh.
that's not a color that we can.
Knee
I can't believe they still put XP boost in the battle pass.
pads.
Yep.
Gotta have knee pads. Let's keep moving. Keep moving. Nice weapon charms.
Mm-hmm.
There's another version of the citrus wash. This time on
Yep.
the sidekick. Looking pretty cool. More knee pad. Oh,
a
sorry.
shoulder.
My bad.
I like
Shoulders
that.
now.
That's a good
Gotta-
shoulder.
That is a
gotta
That's on a
complete-
Mark 7 too.
Yeah.
Got to complete the look. Yep.
very
So
good.
I do like that too. By the way, I've seen. I like that the pass has a little bit of something for all the cores, right?
Depth.
It's not. There's lots of
Yep.
hazmat stuff to come. Make
For
no
sure,
mistake about
yes.
it. But I do like that we're kind of going back.
Shoulders are on the free track, so
Yep.
you get them for free there.
Solid helmet.
a very
the
good
Talon.
helmet.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Sticker.
Oh, what's that
emblem.
shoulder at 19?
What oh,
That neck
19?
shoulder,
All right,
yeah.
let's get to it. Of course, it's not. I'm looking forward to dusting off my heroic core. This
Ooh.
shoulder, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That
Very
is cool.
nice.
Yeah. I don't know if that's fire suppression or oxygen tanks or.
Just make it up right now, and it'll be canon.
I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
one
You
of
heard
each.
it here first.
Yeah, one of each.
All right, let's keep going. What do we got?
Just
Another.
getting people
The
in
other
trouble
shoulders.
having the right lore now.
Yeah. Right.
We're seeing additional versions of some of the coatings that we've discussed already. Now
the
this is
effects.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah. This
There
is
it
so
is.
good.
This is cool. We do
That's
like.
not bad. I like
Big
that.
fan of the depth effects. Biohazardous legendary kill effect.
It's
Very
very good.
cool.
Right there on the 25er,
Very splattery.
quarter of the way through the pass.
Yep.
I like that.
Trend lock.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Good helmet.
Okay, so we got a legendary weapon coating here. This looks pretty sweet.
The level 30
Oh, that's a
helmet
good one,
is
yeah.
a hazmat one that I love.
Yeah, this is funky.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
it's got
Well-
an attachment I think later on that you'll see that I also love.
Oh, cool.
It's like spooky looking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very cool. Now, Tiana, as I'm
It's like
going through
Evil
this,
Doctor.
I want to ask you. There's a really cool quality of life addition that the team has added now to the armor hall, right? So whenever I unlock a new piece of an armor coating or attachment, I won't have to worry about trying to find it.
That is correct. So after a game and you do unlock something new from the battle pass, rather than you having to go hunt in customization, hey, where did this helmet attachment, where was that?
Mhm.
Well, now we have a new flag, and you'll be able to more easily find those new unlocks that you found. And Sarah Stark on the team, and also Sarah Stark and Kyle Powell were the two folks on the team who worked on that. At least on the UX UI team. Of course, there's many more people who worked on that.
I really appreciate that because I think we all know it's between the events and the past. We're constantly
It was
giving
a
you
huge
content,
place
and then
to
you go
find
back.
it
You
within
can't
a
find
core,
it. Yeah.
even.
Oh yeah,
it's- you
the
have to
helmet
go on a
attachments
deep
were the
dive.
ones that were the most
Yes.
frustrating.
Yeah, where'd that thing go that I just unlocked? I'm gonna speed it up here. We're getting a little bit of signal that we got to pick up the pace.
I like
In
this
addition
one.
to that, though,
Yes.
Tiana, like you unlock a bunch of things. There's also an easy way to dismiss them all, right? Because once you've got all of them, right, you don't want to have to go in and find them just to mark them as seen. We also have that full dismiss, correct?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
Now I'll hold here just for a
This is
second.
your Geo.
This is
You
that
mentioned
one.
this earlier, yeah. So we have, I've seen a lot of cool responses. People seem to enjoy some of the new weapon models that we showed in the launch trailer already. Here's an example. So you'll be able to get this at tier 50. I don't know.
That's cool.
It's the HasCon version.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit of that texture
Yeah,
and the
yep.
barrel shroud.
The team's always talked about had these aspirations
do
to
like
keep
the
pushing
models.
it further and further.
Exactly.
So this does represent a pretty big step forward, I think, for us,
Yep.
and just makes me more excited
This
for what's to
helmet.
come. Honestly,
I wonder what a has
This freaking helmet. Look at that.
con like
That's actually gone, like, even behind him there's a visor, right?
has convention. That's what I feel. I'm like,
That's a whack.
what kind of convention is that?
you go and discuss hazardous substances,
Yeah,
hazardous
it's
response
like
protocols.
hazardous
Emergency
response.
preparedness.
Yeah, it's like those folks that work there.
There's been like a petroleum spill or something. I don't know.
This is
All
gonna
right,
be some awesome cosplay.
nice,
Mhm,
nice
mhm,
stance
mhm.
there, ready and waiting. Okay, let's keep going. Sean, was this the visor that you liked, or was
No,
it?
no, no. The visor's
Okay.
number
Oh,
98.
you hate that visor.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like that one. It's a little purple.
Yeah.
That one- That's a little
I like
purple.
that
I love
one,
purple.
yeah.
Yeah.
So still going, still going.
yeah.
By the way, we didn't specifically call this out, but you can earn back, I think, 1,000 credits.
Yeah,
through
you're
the
gonna earn
pass,
enough back
right?
enough.
So,
If you buy the premium, you will earn enough credits to purchase the next premium.
got it.
Should you want?
Nice.
I love this one.
Yeah, it's cool.
Clean.
That's
I
actually
love this
pretty
flare gun, but I'm just hoping that little tab on it is like a release thing, because otherwise
We really need to be able to customize colors on equipment. or like attachment pieces and stuff like this.
Otherwise, it feels like it's going to fall out of the holster.
It's always gray. It's always got to be gray.
Just
yeah,
my-
I feel like it's
I think
got
it's
a
like
look there,
there's
yeah.
like some
Yeah.
sort of magnetically sealed
How do those
like
magnets work?
space
There's
magic.
sci-fi space magic.
Yeah,
yeah,
don't think
Okay.
too hard
sure.
about it. Halsey
Yeah.
Oh
invented
my
it.
goodness, that looks
Wow.
incredible.
That
It's
is
a nice
nice.
coating,
That's
yeah.
clean. I like that.
That's so good.
Industrial preparedness. That's
Yeah.
a word salad.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, a nice little helmet attached.
Okay,
Intestines are good.
yeah. So clearly now it looks like maybe someone's having to breathe in some hazardous gas or atmosphere conditions.
Yeah,
there,
they don't.
right?
They don't have the shoulder
Yeah.
tanks to breathe out of.
Keep going. We got a cool wrist
Ooh.
attachment.
75 is where it's
Here
at.
we
Yep.
go. This is cool now. Leaky
Nice.
seals. Leaky
Yes.
seals.
I like that one.
The armor effect.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, anyone in the chat, if y'all already watched this stream, because I'm watching it for the first time now, but if you know where they talk about campaign AI, let me know. Like if you have the timestamp, because I would love to show that to everyone.
Can you
So-
show the
there's a
back?
dad-
Show the back.
There's
Show
a
the back.
dad-
Show the back.
There's a dad joke about drip in here. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna
Rocking
say
a
like
new
this
drip.
one.
yeah.
I like it. Respectable.
Okay, just in case you need some pouches and pockets.
The pouches are like
Packets?
key.
That
Yeah,
is
you
the
can never have
cargo
too many
pants.
pockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cargo pants.
Yeah.
All right, we got more shoulders
Yeah.
matching. If you got one, you got to have two. So I'm gonna go through another chest piece.
Yeah, this one's good.
Here's a
Oh.
legendary item. So,
Some knee pads.
okay,
Very
those are
nice.
nice. Those are nice.
Legendary knee pad.
Plenty. So
Oh,
we're gonna
dude.
have some good looking.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
No, I'm backing up.
You're
I'm backing
trying
up.
to roll over the knife.
No,
Jeez.
this is cool.
Anything with a
Of course,
knife.
with the knives, right? We
People
People
gotta have
do
a
The butter
really
knife,
love
man.
knives.
we
Yes.
do, right?
It's
we
a
do.
lot, actually.
Blades.
Blades. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
It's kind of got like a.
Our
like
players
a
love blades.
give me like a firefighter vibe too, with that oxygen tank kind of
Mm.
in the back.
Mhm.
All right, now we're getting into the upper tiers here.
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like
it
that
is
one.
I don't know what that
I like-
gizmo is, but it's cool. It's the core bit. I like it.
Very
I have no
nice.
idea.
Okay.
Oh,
It's got a little bit of a splatter
little
effect.
Yeah.
Very.
hazardous.
Yeah.
Secret
that's
of the ooze.
very cool.
Visor.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right, that's
Nice.
a nice Oberon. All right, I like that.
Leaking
I
Mountain
like
Dew.
that. Oh, that might be our first glove I think we've seen in here today.
Yeah,
So,
I think there's only one glove in here, but then the
gotta complete the look.
the 98
Oh.
visor.
That's
What
the
are
one you
those
really like.
helmets?
I love this visor, and then I also love the wrist
nice.
shot stance. That's the premium one.
What in
Yeah,
the
Putting on the gloves.
putting on
Yeah.
the gloves. Yeah, I think
Getting
it's
to
great.
work. You know.
I love it.
Now
Take
this
them
is
to school.
funky.
Yep.
Oh, for the Oberon.
Some people
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like big, chunky helmet attachments. We definitely hear that.
Like Gungnir.
Yeah, exactly
And then
like that.
we take
Huh.
us up to our final premium unlock, which is this really cool bulldog weapon model.
And it looks
Ooh.
really good with the coating, the yellow coating. Can't
That
remember the name.
industrial
The
one.
industrial one, yeah.
it's Very
So you've got a
clean.
little bit of in the stock. You got a little bit of geo change, and
Yeah.
it's
So that's our new battle pass. Remember, 100 tiers, but if you get the premium version, it never expires. It's yours to
Yeah.
enjoy as you like. So the battle pass is, one way we have to acquire content.
Mhm.
I just want to remind folks too, events are going to come back in season 4. I
Yeah.
think we have 5
I think
different
we have
events.
5 events now. Yeah.
Each of those has free reward tracks with
rewards.
various cosmetic offerings that you'll be able to put on different cores
Different
and
cores,
just
exactly
continue
right.
expanding your
Yes.
wardrobe, your closet, your Spartan closet, I don't know, your locker. What do we call it?
Armor Hall.
Armor, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's
Armor.
probably the best way to put it.
Looking for that
Armor
word.
Hall.
Okay. I did want to quickly also talk about the shop because we've got a couple things of note here that I think are interesting.
Look at
Um,
that shop.
A new shop.
Now,
Look
first
at
of
that.
all,
Hell
Tiana,
yeah.
just from kind of a UX UI perspective, I know the team's been working to address some feedback and try to just sort of make the shop function a little differently.
Yep. So there's a whole scrolling mechanism now, so you can go further to the right. There's a lot more, and what's great is that allows you to see a lot more of the Spartans themselves, or those armor customization pieces that you're purchasing. And this Brooklyn Sheets on our team was one of the individuals who worked on this. So great work on the team. Also, some of the bundle looks as well. I won't go into.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this, to be honest. Or I'm not going to sit here and listen to the shop updates, to
We
be
got
honest with
those.
This mythic effects set, as well as this weapon charm here, but you also could buy each of these other pieces individually, right?
Yeah.
So, and here's what you were referencing
Oh, yeah.
before, Sean. So we'll see this, but
That's actually a
pieces
whack.
individually, right? Right.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Also, someone put it out in the stream. I thought it was funny. 40,000 credits. I think that equates to $400. I mean, they probably obviously didn't buy that themselves. They probably just loaded the account for showcasing and stuff. But you know,
and here's what you were referencing before, Sean. So we'll see this, but in addition to that, we want to give of content as well.
HCS.
We have brand new weapon skins.
Now,
not only are these really badass, but
Void said at 27 minutes. Okay. So that's like right around here, I think.
This area for like a long duration of time.
Actually,
where the threat seeker is more of a one and done, and then you have to pass that skill.
Let's go to 27 minutes and see if they talk about campaign AI.
Point to make it, right? So once we kind of get the map chosen, we go into play test. We get it vetted by competitive insights team, studio, designers, and we just grind on it.
Yeah, we're working in lockstep, and we're thinking about those different player fantasies and combat situations, and really just working together to figure out exactly how we want those to pan out in the game world, and then just marching forward to make it happen together.
You wouldn't make a repulsor without a map that had death pits.
Yeah, without death pits, what's the point?
Exactly.
Maybe some pancake actions.
Yeah,
that's true. Some nice jumps.
Yeah.
So you're also touching on sort of sometimes the challenges, maybe the considerations of designing an experience that maybe has to work across BTB and Arena. And I think one of the, I don't know, maybe it's a challenge for me to call it that, is when you guys want to take a piece of equipment or a weapon and now you have to consider, is this going to change the way things behave in campaign versus multiplayer? And I'm using that now to segue into the fact that for Season 4, kind of I guess it's a nerdy under the hood change that we're making on a technical level is we're basically separating the files, kind of building a virtual bubble between campaign and multiplayer, which I think for the first time will give your team a little more freedom to hone in on a particular experience without having to think about what could happen to either one.
Absolutely. Just not get like too into the weeds, but there's a lot of things we can't change without changing campaign. One of those is vehicle regeneration. Chip damage in PvP right now is very strong, but it's not strong at all in campaign. So once we go into isolation, we can maybe look at buffing vehicle regeneration and material responses, and that will help us kind of create a better PvP experience while keeping campaign the excellent experience it is right now.
Yeah, I know from just a pure test sort of perspective, just the surface area, I mean, they don't have to now test the entire campaign for any potential knock-on effect for what might happen on the MP side of the fence, right?
It's a huge
Now, John, I know you wanted to just make sure that players just were aware that there'll be a minor change to that flow when you want to go play campaign once this update lands next week.
Yep, we've got a video of it here. So you're in the multiplayer menu. When you want to go play campaign, you confirm that you're going to head into that new campaign executable, because like you were saying on the technical level, they are now pretty separate. So you're going to go into a launching menu loading screen here, but then it's very much the same experience. You launch in, you've got a new fire team. As I should have mentioned, it will disband your fire team when you jump from that multiplayer to campaign, but then you just go into your roster and you can invite your friends back in.
They added a loading screen to launch campaign. What?
Play campaign co-op and have a good time. Nice. And we did have one other nice...
Did I misunderstand what just happened?
Nice addition to campaign coming with Season 4, which is going to be a quality of life update for people who are going after their achievements, especially for that lasso achievement, the headmaster achievement. We could load it up right now. You've got right here what it looks like right now on your TAC map. You'll see Outpost Harmonious and completed in the top left. This player has completed it on normal or easy mode, I think I see right there. But with our update here in Season 4, you'll see a completed plus for any portion of the map that you have completed on lasso. So that plus, make sure you know this has been completed, you're making progress towards that headmaster achievement, and you can verify that you're going to get that lasso achievement.
I knew there was just like one mission holding me back from getting that achievement.
That was the one.
Now I can go back and figure that out. Cool. So that'll all be kind of a bit of a change that you'll see next Tuesday when this update drops. Guys, before we turn you loose, because I know you got work to do, any sort of final parting thoughts or anything you'd like to share?
I'd just like to thank my team on the sandbox for working diligently to make sure we're hitting faster seasons and reacting to community feedback. Everyone's been really crushing it, so thank you to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just really excited for the players to check out all this new content, and so many people involved in putting it together.
Excellent. Well, appreciate you both stopping by. I cannot wait to. I want to go for that new translocator event. Basically, I want to try to get. What would you call it?
Telefrag.
Like a
Telefrag. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
I'm going to try that. We're going to make it happen. I'm also going to swing around the outside of Scar.
clip.
But you'll be able to get your hands on these new maps and new sandbox updates next Tuesday, June 20th. We're going to take a super quick break. When we come back, we will jump into the new Season 4 100 tier Battle Pass. We also want to talk a little bit about our new career rank system that's also arriving next week. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right. So
The teleporter is
the power position above, so players can learn.
no campaign I mentioned there.
Comes your mistress.
So you got to maintain the momentum in the air, but then you can use that
Yes.
to chain some pretty cool moves.
Absolutely.
I feel like then we might see some crazy Mint Blitz videos coming out of this.
hopefully.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
ahead
really
and-
excited
go ahead
to
and
watch
say
that at the highest
great.
level.
Any sort of similar to what we asked Kaylee, any kind of pro tips or sort of things that may not be obvious to a player that might help us get the leg up on our competition?
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, I started using it offensively once I got the hang of it, where I'm going to warp to, and it was a lot of fun. So,
Absolutely.
excited for it.
To check out this map. I mean, just imagine the Banished coming to a planet and absolutely stripping it of everything it's got down to where it's just like a molten husk of an environment. And we've got this dropship that's landed. They're mining everything out of the planet. And we really worked to make this map just extremely segmented so that players can choose their own adventure as they're working through it. They want to take equipment, come swinging around the outside of the map, backdoor the other team. They want to have the power position that we see here in the center, above the center core drill. And there's a bunch of the sandbox in here that really lets players take positions, make hard counters to those positions. And
Saw a repulsor right there by the pit.
absolutely, yeah. And
That's
we've
awesome.
got tons of environmental hazards here to deal with. And yeah, it's really become one of our favorites.
You mentioned the that center drill is really an important stronghold essentially to hold. And you want
Absolutely.
that
There's a
map
lot
control.
of gameplay loops around the middle of this map. We've got a power weapon, rockets right at the bottom middle of this map. There's a teleporter down there that can bring you along that 50-yard line with a man cannon
teleporter
and
is
the power
really cool,
position
yeah.
above. So players can learn to really find their traversal route and loops through that area to just maintain control and try and counter incoming enemies.
I'm a sucker for that outer ring on the dirt as a driver. Nothing better than warding up on a warthog or a mongoose and taking that wide path.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really intrigued now by this notion of just a bunch of Spartans trying to swing around the outside. I want to see. I want to see how
Yeah,
that's
it's
going to play out.
non-trivial, but it's a good ride.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Catalyst. You can kind of go all the way around. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Players are really gonna, I think, have a fun time exploring like how they can really maximize the usage of the different pieces of equipment in the map.
Nice.
Now, we don't have an asset for this, but speaking of maps, one of the things I wanted to ask you about too. So, Infection, we'll talk about that in a little bit, our new marquee mode that we're excited to bring back into the franchise. I understand that the team did some special work on the other maps to sort of create an additional layer of sort of immersion in the Infection experience.
Absolutely, yeah. So Infection's going to be on a lot of the different maps in the game, but we've gone through each one of those and changed some geometry just for that mode that will appear just for that. Opened up some of the spaces players might have had a peek into as they're playing some of these environments, and really tried to make those environments sing with that mode specifically. And so that should be a really fun thing to explore.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll
Okay, so anyway, we're not going to rewatch the whole stream. If you missed it, then feel free to watch it on the official Halo Waypoint channel. I just wanted to catch up a little bit in general with what was going on with this. We're going to see everything ourselves anyway on June 20th. That's next Tuesday, and they actually have like a little release map here in case you're wondering, depending on where you are in the world. I think it's going to be 1
Local
p.m.
region.
Central Time. Yeah. 11 a.m. PDT Pacific. 7 p.m. for London. Yeah, but I want to look at that Infection gameplay just one more time. It's funny that they only showed like 1 minute of
Affects the
Infection
Spartans.
gameplay. But it looks pretty good. Like, Infected got shroud screens. The survivors got those sensor things.
We're looking at some brand new Infinite
Forgot what they're
Infection
called.
gameplay here. One thing you'll notice is the survivors do spawn with some threat sensors, and the alpha
Threat sensors.
infected. So the first people that spawn as infected zombies will have
Just the Infected has the shroud screen.
camouflage. So you have a little bit of a cat and mouse game right off the bat. Make sure you use your threat sensors wisely, though, because otherwise you might run out when you need them most. You see a player
See, I like this. It's kind of like 343's innovating infection, but just a little bit. You know, I still would like to see in rotation in the playlist like some classic infection with the whole 24 player lobby, which would be really crazy. Of course, we can. I might live stream myself forging a infection map, but I'm just really excited to play customs. Honestly, there's gonna be all kinds of crazy things we can do. But
just detected them there. And then the alphas actually have the shroud screen, so they can throw down cover and try and close the gap on these Spartans, but the Spartan's threat sensor can detect them in there. And they can also thread those shroud screens to protect their beta infected zombies that they've converted that don't have camouflage, right? So they can kind of lead their own pack in a sense on those pushes towards these human holdouts.
Now, for folks wondering, like, I want to make sure I can play Infection. It's my favorite mode. We will have a dedicated Infection playlist. It'll be there at launch in the featured slot. And then my understanding is it's not going away. It's going to be one of our staple playlists. So you'll have Infection on a variety of maps. It'll be there for the long haul. And I cannot wait to jump in here. And I haven't played that much, to be honest. So it's going to be a new experience. I can't wait to go in there and give it a shot.
Also, I've been reading chat this whole time. I know some people are arguing about something, but you know, that's gonna happen in the current environment with everything. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I might do a breakdown of this later, but maybe not. Not sure. There's quite a lot of news. I just covered Phil Spencer talking about why Halo was not at the Xbox Game Showcase. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. And that's all we really got as far as Infection. I might do like a little quick highlight supercut of this or something, just so you can like watch it in 3 minutes and get the gist of what's coming and what's cool and stuff. But otherwise, it's about an hour, 30 minutes long, and yeah. Anyways, I'll catch you